So let's talk about the hierarchy of food. And what I mean by the hierarchy of food is the ways that different types of food are valued within our social systems. So a really quick example of that is the different ways that we perceive that French cuisine is valued over, say, Caribbean cuisine. And how did we ever come to the idea that one was worth more than the other? I mean, if we were evaluating it simply on ingredients, I mean, there's no way that we can argue that the ingredients used in French dishes is somehow more prestigious than cooking Caribbean food, because that's just not true. The techniques that are required to make some traditional African dishes and Caribbean dishes are just as superior and meticulous and take just as many years to perfect as it would to do French cuisine, right? And so where does the idea come in that one is worth more than the other? And I think that there's been a lot of people that have been really good in having this conversation, especially in the Canadian landscape, when you then on top of the Black food community have to then look at the Indigenous food community and how their food has been erased as being less than and less valued and less desirable than European counterparts. You know, you see it not only in the pricing being available, that we price, you know, you can get foie gras or a chicken cook sous vide or a really nice creme brulee for, you know, $15, $32, $45 at times, where you'll find that, you know, culturally traditional foods don't typically get put into establishments where we're charging that higher number. I think we're definitely starting to see it more now, especially in a metropolitan like Toronto. We are seeing tons of restaurants that are able to, you know, Chubby's is something that comes up right off the top of my head, where you're charging, you know, $30, $40 for that traditional Caribbean plate, and it's amazing. I think also a part of it is our own kind of judgment of price. You know, I've done it myself where, you know, you'll go into a restaurant and you'll see the price tag and you're like, oh, I can pay $2 for that back home. And I think that in itself, we take value away from our own cuisines, and that of course you can get it for cheaper back home, but that doesn't take away from its value here. And yeah, I guess I just would like to see, I guess, more of a highlight and a spotlight on the ways that traditional African or Caribbean cuisines are being elevated and refined, much like how Edna Lewis did with Southern cuisine. And really highlight the quality of ingredients, the high quality ingredients, the gourmet ingredients, the saffrons, the, you know, things that cost a pretty penny to put into our cuisines to make it taste good. And, you know, using high quality oils and unrefined sugars and things like this can really bring a class and a quality to dishes that were traditionally, I guess, thought of as not being healthy or made of the best ingredients. I think my jerk marinade is a great example of that, where sure, if you want, you could use poor quality ingredients, you could add a lot of refined sugars and syrups and salts and stuff, and you get a flavor. But that's not what it has to be. Jerk marinade can be made from the highest quality of ingredients, organic, can be made fresh to order, short shelf life because it doesn't have a ton of preservatives and additives and salts and sugars. And so it's about, I think, elevating what we think of as being Black food and forcing everyone else to come to the table.